because, you know, even in your 40s, you still get pimples. What's up, lovelies? Welcome back to my channel, xoxoRajshel. As always, I'm RJ. If you are new here, hey, hi, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. If you've been here before but have not yet taken a moment to hit that subscribe button or click that notification bell, I would greatly appreciate it if you do. We are getting better at getting content loaded. Hopefully by April, we'll be at a regular 2 videos a week. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you know what's going on. All right, so I've got something fun and, well, I think it's fun, but definitely something new that I want to try out. So make sure you guys leave comments below so I know if you're interested in this, but I'm kind of debuting a new series called Test Drive. So with this, what we're going to do is pick one brand and try anywhere from 1 to maybe 4 products from that brand. I will use them, just those. We won't do anything else in the video. And then I'll give you kind of my first impressions after applying it. And then what I'm going to do is come back in like 30 to 45 days and give you a roundup. So let's say in the month of March, we do 4 test drives. Then at the beginning of May, I'll come back and give you a review, just a quick summary of how those 4 worked for me after continued use within the month. I think it's fun. It's also a way for maybe me to do a few more shorter videos because you guys all know how much I can talk and how long my videos get. I think that summarizes it. It may change a little bit over time. This is kind of something I've just been playing around with in my head, and so now we're launching it. So I guess let's just get into it, all right? Okay, so I live in the Atlanta area, and Glossier has just launched a pop-up shop in the Ponce City Market Plaza. I think they're going to be there for probably about 8 more weeks now. I went for the kind of pre-opening media event, checked it out. I'll put in just a quick little bit of footage in here so that you guys can kind of see what it looks like. It's really cool. They have several stations set up with, you know, most of the same stuff at each station, so you can try things out, you can test everything, see how it works. So I picked up 3 items. So you get your Glossier pink bag, and what I picked up at the event was the Glossier Perfect Skin Tint, and I got this in G6. So this is definitely like a, I guess, BB or CC cream. It's very light coverage. That is something that's kind of, I don't want to say new to me, but not something I normally wear. However, once summer starts, I would like to try something where I'm still just kind of smoothing out my skin, but maybe not going as heavy with like my full coverage, you know, foundations. I also picked up the Stretch Concealer. This is in G7, and you can see it's just a potted concealer. It looks light, but hopefully it works. We tested it on, I mean, I had makeup on, but we, you know, swatched and everything. And then I also got the Cloud Paint in Storm. So I thought these 3 product would be really good for just a first test drive. We'll just put them all on and see how they work, and then go from there. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're all zoomed in. I'm just going to really quickly take some Bioderma and just wipe my face off. So I'm assuming that light coverage foundations are treated the same. So I'm still going to use a primer because I feel like you should, right? So I'm just going to use my Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. I'm going to go light with it, but we still have some pores that could use to be filled. I think that will allow I keep saying foundation, but I guess skin tint to sit on the top of my skin. So we're going to start off with the concealer. So what I'm going to do with this bad guy right here is go ahead and just apply it under my eyes, on a few spots on my face, just to actually use it as concealer, which is not something I normally do, but because this is a lighter coverage versus doing my foundation first and then just putting the concealer to brighten, we're going to actually use it to conceal. So I'm just using my finger, and I'm just going to tap it under my eye. Probably having a mirror where I can see would be, but yeah, this really is a good match. And I'm just swirling my finger and then just lightly tapping with my middle finger. I'm going to bring it down over my nose and down my cheeks. So those are the places that I would want a little extra coverage, and from the way they explained it to me at the store, that's kind of what you use the concealer for, kind of for those places that you're looking to conceal. Duh. I've got a little bit of redness around my mouth. for some reason and a pimple, because, you know, even in your 40s, you still get pimples. And then, of course, I always have a little bit of hyperpigmentation over my nose. Now, one of the girls actually told me that I could almost use this as a foundation as well, do my whole face and then go on top of that. We're not going to do that this time, but when I do my uses throughout the next 30 days, I will try it like that. I'm going to take a little Morphe Jeffree Star sponge and just tap that in just a little bit better. So now we're gonna go in with the skin tint. It does say shake, smooth over moisturized skin with fingertips, blend upward and outward for sheer coverage and instant dewiness. I don't think I knew this was dewy. Not always a dewy girl. Okay, so it's, I don't know if you guys can see that. Kind of watery, I would say. I think most people use their fingertips, but I'm gonna try it with a sponge on this side and then my fingers on the other. I feel like because it's kind of watery, like the sponge may absorb it more than what you would see with your fingers, but we'll try both sides and see which one we like best. So again, I feel like this is just something for that day when you just want to look a bit more finished, but are not really trying to do heavy makeup. Someone like me that still like wears makeup to like the beach or the pool would probably put this on. And I'm definitely not one of those people that can't go out in public without makeup, so that's not the situation. I just, as I've started wearing it, so now we're just gonna use our fingers. What did they say? Outward, upward, and outward. I was swirling. I wasn't paying attention. What, 4 years ago, I didn't even wear makeup. And now I'm kind of like, oh, need to fix my face before I leave. So honestly, I think it was easier for me to apply with the sponge because I'm just used to using a sponge, but I don't think it looks much different. I just feel that, to me, this feels messier. So I'm just going to take the sponge because I actually do feel like this side looks a little darker than this side, so I'm thinking maybe I didn't like get it on as well over here. So I am going to put just a little bit more on the sponge, go in on the other side. Okay, I think that's good. So now we're going to use a little bit of the cloud paint, and from my understanding, this can kind of be used, even though it's kind of like a cheek color, I think you can use it for other stuff. I'm not sure. I'm going to try putting a little on our lips too. But what I'm going to do, I got the shade Storm, so I'm just going to put a dab on my finger. Ooh, that was a lot more than I anticipated. So I'm just going to use my other finger. So it's blending out really easily. Even though it was super dark on my hand, I don't feel like I'm having a hard time putting it on my cheeks. I always take my blush kind of high, so that's just me. If you don't do that, you don't have to. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell a significant difference between the sides, and it just kind of looks like a nice flushed color. Before I do my other cheek, I'm gonna try a little on the lips. If we're not supposed to do this, you guys let me know in the comments. So I don't know what the staying power is, but it looks really nice. Just a nice little stain. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I think what's on my finger on this side is plenty enough to do this side. I think this is just going to be a little extra. We're just going to, let's try using the base of the sponge to work this out and see. I went a little low accidentally, so just fix that. I think the sponge works really good to place it and diffuse it a little bit better. Like I will say, this side looks a little bit more blended in than this side, so almost like if you want to be bolder, you can use your finger. Also, you can take your sponge and just go around the edges just to kind of diffuse that and blend it in. All right, so that's it. I didn't time how long it took, and obviously it probably takes a little bit longer since I was talking. Everything applied super easily. Let me take a look in the mirror and we'll make a final assessment. So it looks really good. Like, I don't see it like settling into my lines or cracks under my eyes. Looks really good. There's no creasing. I love this cheek color that I got, and I think it worked well for my lips, although I did see a little bit of bleeding. I mean, again, it's a cheek color, not a lip color, so that's on me. I can still see a little bit of my redness for my pimple here, so I'm actually going to just dip my finger back into the concealer and just try to tap a little bit more there just to work out that red spot. Yep, and applying a little bit more of that over the skin tint, really reduce that redness. We'll see how long that the coverage stays, because that's another thing that I'm curious about, is that with the lighter coverage, does it, you know, dissolve or appear faster? You know, is this going to last, or is it going to just kind of absorb into my skin and go away? But I have to say, I really like it. So overall, I am super pleased. Honestly, I thought I was not going to like it at all. I think the color match on this one was really good. I like the luminosity that is giving me it, and then mixed with the cloud paint, I feel like I have a very sun-kissed fresh look. Definitely something I would throw on real quick to run, you know, just maybe to Walmart, or like I said, I'm that girl that may wear makeup to the beach or to the pool, so this is something that I would do where it doesn't feel overly done, but I feel a little bit more confident in myself. I think all three products performed wonderfully. I think they matched my skin very well. I do want to keep an eye on where we added the extra concealer on the pimple, just to see if that wears down over the day, or if it stays with the coverage. You know, normally I'm somebody that sets my face, but I kind of get the feeling that well, you can, I assume, because they did sell setting powders, but I feel like just wearing it like this is kind of the way to go. So I think we'll try that the next one I do. So like I said, the next two test drives will kind of be off camera, but then I will come back with a full kind of report of what I did. So we'll try it again with kind of doing maybe the whole base of concealer and then the skin tint on top. So we'll be back to review or wrap up this one probably end of April. And if we do other test drives within the month, then we'll probably combine a couple of them, because it'll just be really quick. So you guys let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm actually really pleased. As always, I love making these videos. I hope you guys love watching, and until next time, bye bitches.